Welcome to USA Coin Reveal, where simple 5-cent coins can turn into hidden treasures. What if the nickel in your pocket right now is worth far more than just 5 cents, maybe even hundreds or thousands of dollars? From rare Jefferson nickels to valuable mint errors and historic finds, we reveal secrets most people overlook. Stay with us till the end, because your next 5-cent coin could change everything. The 1943 Jefferson nickel stands as one of the most historically significant coins ever produced by the United States Mint, capturing the urgency and innovation of a nation deeply involved in World War II. Officially known as a Jefferson 5-cent coin, this piece bears the familiar inscriptions, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 1943 on the obverse, along with a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and the principal author of the Declaration of Independence. The reverse features an image of Monticello, Jefferson's historic Virginia estate, along with the inscriptions E Pluribus Unum, United States of America, and 5 cents. What makes the 1943 issue especially unique is a large P mint mark placed prominently above Monticello. This marked the first time the Philadelphia Mint used a mint mark on U.S. coinage, signaling a major shift in minting practices due to wartime needs. Unlike standard nickels, which were typically composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, the 1943 Jefferson nickel belongs to the famous War Nickel series. Due to the strategic importance of nickel in wartime armor and military production, the U.S. government authorized a temporary change in composition. As a result, 1,943 nickels were struck using a special alloy of 35% silver, 56% copper, and 9% manganese. This not only conserved nickel for military use, but also introduced a precious metal into everyday coinage, making these coins highly desirable among collectors today. The presence of silver also gives many surviving examples a distinct grayish tone, or even beautiful toning patterns ranging from golden hues to deep blues, depending on how the coin has aged over decades. From a mintage perspective, the Philadelphia Mint produced over 271 million of these 1943 P nickels, making them relatively common in circulated condition. However, despite their high mintage, finding well-preserved examples, especially those in uncirculated condition with full steps visible on Monticello, is significantly more challenging. The term full steps refers to the clarity of the steps at the base of Monticello on the reverse, and coins exhibiting this feature are highly sought after and can command substantial premiums in the numismatic market. In lower circulated grades, these coins may only be worth a few dollars, primarily for their silver content, but pristine examples graded by professional services can fetch much higher prices, sometimes reaching hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on quality and rarity. The historical importance of the 1943 Jefferson nickel cannot be overstated. It serves as a tangible reminder of how even everyday currency was adapted to support the war effort during World War II. These coins were minted during a time when resources were scarce, and every material was carefully allocated to ensure military success. Holding one of these nickels today is like holding a small piece of wartime history, a symbol of sacrifice, innovation, and resilience. The decision to include silver in the composition also means that these coins carry intrinsic value beyond their face value, further enhancing their appeal to both collectors and investors. In terms of design, the Jefferson nickel series itself was introduced in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. The design was created by German-American sculptor Felix Schlag, whose work was selected through a national competition. His depiction of Jefferson remains one of the most enduring portraits in American coinage, while the reverse design of Monticello has undergone only minor modifications over the decades. The wartime nickels, including the 1943 issue, retain this classic design but are instantly distinguishable due to their unique mint mark and composition. Collectors often pursue the 1943 Jefferson nickel as part of a complete wartime set, which includes issues from 1942 through 1945. These coins are not only historically rich but also relatively accessible, making them a popular entry point for new collectors while still offering depth and challenge for advanced numismatists. The combination of historical context, precious metal content, and distinctive design ensures that the 1943 P Jefferson nickel remains a cornerstone of U.S. coin collecting. In conclusion, the 1943 Jefferson nickel is far more than just a 5-cent coin. It is a reflection of a pivotal moment in global history, a testament to American adaptability during wartime, and a prized collectible that continues to captivate enthusiasts around the world. Whether discovered in old coin rolls, inherited collections, or purchased from dealers, each example carries with it a story from one of the most defining periods of the 20th century. The 1944 P. Jefferson nickel is one of the most fascinating coins produced by the United States Mint, representing a powerful blend of American history, wartime necessity, and numismatic appeal. At first glance, the coin follows a classic Jefferson nickel design introduced in 1938, with the obverse featuring a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson. Surrounding his image are the inscriptions "In God We Trust" to the left, "Liberty" along with the date 1944 to the right, and a subtle elegance that reflects early American ideals. The reverse showcases Jefferson's famous estate, Monticello, with the inscriptions "E Pluribus Unum" above, Monticello in the center, and United States of America along with 5 cents below. However, what immediately distinguishes the 1944 P issue from earlier nickels is a large P mint mark placed boldly above Monticello, an unusual feature at the time, as Philadelphia traditionally did not use mint marks prior to the wartime period. The most remarkable aspect of the 1944 Jefferson nickel lies in its composition. Unlike standard nickels, which were made from a copper-nickel alloy, the 1944 issue belongs to the famous war nickel series struck during World War II. Due to the critical need for nickel metal in military applications such as armor plating and weaponry, the U.S. government authorized a temporary change in coin composition. As a result, the 1944 P nickel was minted using a unique alloy consisting of 35% silver, 56% copper, and 9% manganese. This substitution not only conserved nickel for the war effort, but also introduced a precious metal into circulating coinage, making these coins particularly attractive to collectors and investors alike. Even today, these coins carry intrinsic value due to their silver content, often making them worth significantly more than their face value. In terms of mintage, the Philadelphia Mint produced an impressive number of 1944 P nickels, with over 119 million coins struck during that year. While this might suggest that the coin is common, its true value lies in its condition and specific characteristics. Circulated examples are relatively easy to find and are often collected for their silver content alone. However, uncirculated specimens, especially those graded at higher levels such as MS65 or above, are far more desirable. One of the most important features collectors look for is the presence of full steps on Monticello. This refers to the visible detail on the steps at the base of the building. Coins that exhibit 5 or 6 fully defined steps are considered premium examples and can command significantly higher prices in the numismatic market. Visually, the 1944 P Jefferson nickel often develops unique toning over time due to its silver content. Depending on storage conditions and environmental exposure, these coins can display a range of colors, including soft grays, golden hues, and even vibrant blues or purples. Such toning can greatly enhance the aesthetic appeal of the coin and, in some cases, increase its market value. However, collectors must be cautious of artificially toned coins, as natural toning is far more desirable and authentic. The design of the Jefferson nickel, created by Felix Schlag, remains one of the most enduring in U.S. coinage history. Schlag's work was selected through a public competition, and his depiction of Jefferson has become iconic. The reverse design of Monticello, though slightly modified over the decades, still reflect the original artistic vision. The wartime nickels, including the 1944 P issue, retained this classic design while incorporating subtle changes that make them historically distinct. From a historical perspective, the 1944 P Jefferson nickel is more than just a coin. It is a symbol of American resilience and adaptability during one of the most challenging periods in modern history. During World War II, every resource was carefully managed, and even the smallest details, such as coin composition, were adjusted to support the larger war effort. These nickels circulated widely among the American public, serving as everyday reminders of the sacrifices being made both at home and abroad. Today, the 1944 P Jefferson nickel holds a special place in the world of coin collecting. It is often included in complete wartime sets spanning from 1942 to 1945, and its combination of historical significance, silver content, and unique design features makes it a must-have for collectors of all levels. Whether found in old coin jars, inherited collections, or purchased from dealers, each 1944 P nickel tells a story of a nation united in purpose and determination. In conclusion, the 1944 P. Jefferson nickel is a remarkable piece of American numismatic history. Its distinctive wartime composition, iconic design, and connection to a pivotal global conflict make it far more than just a 5-cent coin. For collectors and history enthusiasts alike, it represents a tangible link to the past, a small yet powerful artifact from a time when even everyday currency played a role in shaping the course of history. The 1988 D. Jefferson nickel represents a modern chapter in the long-running history of American 5-cent coinage, struck by the United States Mint during a period of economic stability and high-volume coin production. Bearing the familiar inscriptions "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 1988 on the obverse, the coin features the enduring portrait of Thomas Jefferson, whose image has graced the nickel since 1938. The reverse displays Jefferson's iconic home, Monticello, along with the inscriptions "E Pluribus Unum," United States of America, and 5 cents. Unlike wartime nickels of the 1940s, the 1988 D issue reflects a return to the standard composition and design continuity that defines late 20th century U.S. coinage. The D mint mark on this coin indicates that it was produced at the Denver Mint, one of the primary facilities responsible for circulating coinage in the United States. By 1988, mint marks had long been a standard feature on U.S. coins, typically located to the right of Jefferson's portrait on the obverse. The Denver Mint struck hundreds of millions of nickels that year, making the 1988 D one of the more common issues in the Jefferson nickel series. Its high mintage ensures that it is readily available in circulated condition, often found in pocket change, coin rolls, and bank supplies even decades after its release. In terms of composition, the 1988 D Jefferson nickel is made from a clad alloy consisting of 75% copper and 25% nickel, with a pure copper core and outer layers of copper nickel. This composition has been standard for U.S. nickel since the end of World War II, when the temporary silver alloy used during the war was discontinued. The coin weighs 5.0 grams and has a diameter of 21.21 millimeters, with a plain edge. Its durability and resistance to wear make it well suited for everyday circulation, which is why many examples still survive today in relatively decent condition. Although the 1988 D nickel is common, its value can vary depending on condition and specific characteristics. Circulated examples typically hold only face value, as they are abundant and lack precious metal content. However, uncirculated coins, especially those graded MS65 or higher, can command modest premiums among collectors. One of the most important features to look for is the full steps designation on the reverse. This refers to the clarity and completeness of the steps at the base of Monticello. Coins that display 5 or 6 sharply defined steps are considered superior strikes and are much more desirable. Achieving a full steps designation is relatively difficult due to the high-speed minting process and die wear, making such examples significantly more valuable. The design of the Jefferson nickel was created by Felix Schlag, whose work was selected in a national competition held by the U.S. Treasury in the late 1930s. His portrait of Jefferson and depiction of Monticello have remained largely unchanged for decades, a testament to their timeless appeal. By 1988, the design had become deeply familiar to the American public, symbolizing continuity and tradition in everyday currency. Minor modifications have been made over the years, including changes to lettering and relief, but the core elements remained intact. From a historical perspective, the 1988 D. Jefferson nickel reflects a period of modernization in U.S. minting technology. Advances in die production, quality control, and mass production allowed the mint to produce coins at unprecedented scales while maintaining consistent quality. However, this efficiency also led to a decrease in the rarity of individual coins, as large quantities were produced with minimal variation. As a result, collectors often focus on condition, strike quality, and era varieties rather than rarity when evaluating modern nickels like the 1988 D. Era coins from 1988 D can add an extra layer of interest for collectors. These may include off-center strikes, double dies, or planchet errors, although such examples are relatively rare. When discovered, they can significantly increase the coin's value and desirability. Additionally, coins with unusual toning or exceptional luster may attract attention in the collector market, even if they are not technically rare. The 1988 D. Jefferson nickel is often included in complete date and mint mark sets of the series, serving as a representative example of modern U.S. coinage. While it may not possess the historical drama of wartime issues or the rarity of early mintages, it still holds value as part of a broader collection. For new collectors, it offers an accessible entry point into the hobby, while experienced numismatists may seek out high-grade or full-step specimens to complete their sets. In conclusion, the 1988 D. Jefferson nickel is a coin that embodies consistency, durability, and the enduring legacy of American coin design. Though common in circulation, it carries with it the legacy of over half a century of Jefferson nickel production and the continued influence of one of America's most important historical figures. Whether viewed as a simple piece of change or a collectible item, the 1988 D nickel remains an important part of the rich tapestry of United States numismatics.